the discipline really switched in my brain because it's nothing about motivation but all about discipline. When my friends come with me, they're like probably annoyed at me because that's all I'm trying to shop for is like the protein option. Like I've never had so much energy in my life. Then eventually I added a little bit more exercise in, and all of a sudden I lost nearly 2 kilos a week. Okay, I'm Rochelle Ballard, and I'm currently down around the southeast area.
Okay. All right. So take me back to the version of you like before we started. What was the thing that you were struggling with? Not just the body, like in your mind, basically.
Biggest thing that I struggled with was just getting that consistency and really like I had no motivation. Like I wanted to be something, but how was I going to get there? And the motivation just wasn't working for me. So I had to really change my mindset. And I didn't happen last year, but this year, the discipline really switched in my brain because it's nothing about motivation, but all about discipline. Like sometimes I'll get up in the mornings and be like, I really don't want to go to gym. But then this other part of me, or like even like an outside body of me, is like, that's the old you that would do. And that where has that gotten you? It's gotten you nowhere. So you've really got to switch to that discipline and just get up, get dressed. As tired as you are, I still have my eyes closed sometimes when I'm going to gym because I'm that tired. But I still get there and I still do, even if it's not 100%, I still give it what I have in me that morning or that afternoon whenever I go to gym. Usually it's before work because it's a bit easier. Because then by the time you reach the afternoon, I lose, I don't want to do it anymore. Like I have excuses. In the morning, there's no excuse. That's you're up and you're at it. Like, so you got to start your day off right to like make sure your mindset is in the right headspace, and then you'll feel great. Then the next day you'll wake up and you want to do it again.
Yeah.
So it just becomes that repetitive cycle, and yeah, really, really good to get into, which I have definitely made the effort more this year than I had last year. Like I was definitely on a yo-yo train last year, and I'm sure Tilshan you'd be able to know that this year I've kind of knuckled down a little bit more, and especially in the last few months it's like something's really switched in me.
Okay, so like was there like a moment that hit you like that something had to change?
Yeah, something had to change, and I was telling my friends actually yesterday that I was at 70 kilos for so long. Like, so long. It was maybe like 2.5 months, something ridiculous. But I still kept doing what I was doing and I didn't really change much. Then eventually I added a little bit more exercise in, and all of a sudden I lost nearly 2 kilos a week. Like, but didn't even like change my food up. It was literally just, eating the right things, but staying consistent. Like, consistency is key, and you won't see it unless you stay consistent. Like I was consistent for, those few months. Maybe I had a few slip up days here and there, but it literally my weight did not change. Then all of a sudden it was like this light bulb moment where it all start coming off, and I was like, wow, actually maybe I do need to go to gym more. Maybe I do need to get out and do a few more steps a day to see improvements. And it's actually not that hard to change.
It is. So like how do you see yourself now, like compared to the person who first started out?
Yeah, actually, it's really crazy because when I got on the scales, like January, the start of January last year, it was like 84 kilos. I think that was the heaviest I ever seen myself. And I was like, something has to change. And seeing myself now, like in my 65s, like that's actually crazy that I've done that. And if I can do it, literally anyone can do it. Yeah, I go off track. I'm not perfect. It's just the way that life goes. Like, you're never going to be um on set and like on par with every single thing you do. You're human and you make mistakes, you make mess ups, I don't eat the healthiest on some days, but that's okay because you just get back on the train and keep going. Like that's pretty much all I've done. Like, oh, I love a sweet treat. I love sweet treats. And now I've found ways to make sweet treats healthy. But it's less calories and I bought a Ninja Creamy. If anyone likes ice cream, I love ice cream. Ninja Creamies are the best thing ever, and you can add protein in. Like I now every time I go shopping at the shops, I'm always shopping for protein. And even like when my friends come with me, they're like probably annoyed at me because that's all I'm trying to shop for is like the protein options. But yeah,
That's good. So like now would you say like if you knew that like I would never go back into that version of you, of course you can't go back because you're slowly changing your ways. So would
yeah,
you say you have that moment where you say, I'm never going back into that old self once again?
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome.
I will never be going back. Like after this, I'm so motivated to just like keep going and just be the fittest version of myself I can be.
That's awesome. So like what's something you now believe about yourself that you never used it before?
That I can do it. I literally thought I would never be able to do it. Like I go off track too much and this happens and this gets in the way and I have so many excuses. But, you know, I work 13-hour days. I live just outside of town. Like I don't live in town or near a gym. So I have to travel. And that traveling, yeah, it does take up your time. But if you live 5 minutes near a gym, there's no excuse at all. If I don't have an excuse living out near a property, you don't either.
That's the thing. So now, if the old version of you was like sitting, standing in front of you, what would you say to them? Like the 84 kilo version. What would you say to them?
Never give up.
Never give up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My trainers never give up. Dilshan's never
Yeah.
given up on me. So, and I did give up on myself sometimes. And Dilshan, you still seen through it. So I would say never give up. You've got this.
That's awesome. So for someone watching the video, like when you share this, who's stuck and ashamed or like scared to start, what's the truth they need to hear from someone who lived it?
As in, what do you mean the truth?
Like honestly what you went through, what they need to hear, like they are of course in their mind, back of their mind, it's telling them no, you can't do that, no, you actually can't, like it's these things are gonna happen, life gets busy, you're gonna let yourself down again, that conversation. But what would you tell, what's your truth?
Um, it's quite a hard one. But I was definitely in a bad headspace and I really couldn't get out of that headspace. And I think you need to really channel who you want to be and where you want to be in a certain point in time. I had, this big trip coming up, but I didn't put time frames on it. I was still, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. If it does, it does. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. And that's when I think it kind of flipped to me that actually I can do it. And it doesn't really matter if I get to this point in time or not. Like, yes, I have goals and yes, I want to be, everyone has that thing where it's like, oh, I want to be at this weight at this time, or, I want to look at this event like this good. And you can do it, but just don't put enough, like too much pressure on yourself. That's what I did. And every time I put too much pressure and then I wasn't seeing the results I wanted, I'd go off track again. Like it was as simple as that. And all of a sudden, I was like, actually, just don't put the pressure on yourself. Make this a lifestyle change. Don't just make it a change for the time being and what you want to be. Like you want to actually make it a lifestyle change. So that's what really changed to me. And now I'm more conscious, when I go out, like I can still have a matcha with my friends and, love it and go for a walk and do all these things. And I gave up alcohol, but that was for many, many reasons. And that definitely, I think, was a big improvement for me, but it was a switch. So I'm young and, 20-year-olds, they love to go out and party and drink and everything. But as long as you have good friends, you actually don't need to drink. Alcohol's just there. So, and people, they do love alcohol. Alcohol is a big thing. And I think that was a big thing for me as well. Like last year, I turned to alcohol a lot, um, and just to kind of fit in as well. And then this year I was like, let's just give it a go. And truthfully, I think it's been the best thing I've ever done is cut out alcohol. And as hard as that is for some people, it won't be bad having like a night or two. not excessive drinking. I'm sure you can do it. I'm sure you can lose the weight still, and there's ways around that. But for me, it was such a lifestyle change that I think I'll probably continue that. Like it is, and it's so good for your mind, mentally, physically, like emotionally, you feel so much better for yourself.
That's really good, Rochelle. I'm really proud of you. So, like, what tools and frameworks from our coaching style like stuck with you the most?
Definitely the book reading when you said the Atomic Habits. I think something changed in that, and I still use phrases in that book to this day.
Really? That,
Yeah, like definitely with all the Atomic Habits stuff and drinking heaps of water. I like everyone at work is like, how do you drink that much water? But drinking water is so good for you, and I will
you feel the
still
difference.
continue to do that.
You feel the difference, right? Like once you have 3 liters and then you get it up there somehow,
Yeah,
you notice your energy levels coming back and you feel
yeah.
really good.
My energy is like amazing now. Like I've never had so much energy in my life. I and like that's what I did struggle with is low energy for so long. And within these last few months, my energy has been at its peak. And I think because I'm feeling the best I've felt and I've gotten past that little hump that, I couldn't do it, but now I can because it's happening.
That's very good. All right, so would you recommend me to someone else to be their coach?
100 and million, 10%, like whatever it is, yes, I would. Yeah. Like you've just been the biggest support. And, I've had supportive friends and all this, but like you're the one who's seen me at my worst, but you've still never given up on me. And that's a thing that I think I lose hope in some trainers. Like I've had trainers in the past before, like many. And yeah, you just seem to never give up. And I love that about you.
All right, so have the best trip of your entire life. I mean, like, really enjoy the present, like, go in there, like, embrace the now, like,
Yes.
understand where you at, be really there. Like, you've been through so much shit in this couple of months, but
Yeah.
you got through it all. I mean, all of it.
We got through it.
Oh,
We did.
yeah, but still, it's you, right? You have to go through it. I'm just telling you, I just changed your mind. I just like made sure that you believed a little bit more. That's it.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
then through that, you somehow got to that end. Why not see you're drinking more water? That makes it
I
fun.
know,
Okay.
me.
All right. So have the best time, Rochelle. Like when you're back, once if you're happy to keep moving forward, just
Yeah.
send me a text. We'll go from there. All right.
Let's do it. Yeah. Sounds good.
Have the best day. Bye.
Okay. Thanks, Dilshan. Bye.